what an appalling few years for you, for your life, for your family, for your friends. Ultimately, you came through it, but what damage has the whole experience done to you?
It's been horrific. I haven't been able to work for 3 years. You know, I've had this accusation just hanging over my head every single day, from the time I wake up in the morning to the time I go to sleep at night. You know, it's just completely tormented me. But I had two choices. Either I could let it drag me under and completely destroy me, or I could stay strong and, you know, and hope that, you know, the truth would eventually come out, which ultimately it did.
It did. What's been the worst moment for you?
The worst moment is the effect that it's had on my family. You know, I try to protect my mother from the whole thing, but, you know, when you're in the public eye, you know, I can't stop.
It's every mother's nightmare. You know, her son, you've got a big family, but her boy becomes part of one of the biggest pop groups in the country, and everything's going great, you're earning money, you're having a great time, presumably, you know, you're sharing all this with your family, and it's all brilliant, and then, bang, suddenly, everything changes.
Absolutely.
And your mother has to deal with the fact that her son's been accused of the most vile of crimes.
Absolutely.
Of rape.
Yeah.
I mean, horrendous for you, horrendous for your mother as well.
Yeah, horrific. I mean, my family are so loving, and I've had so much unconditional love and support from them all, and, you know, my friends, and, you know, I've been, even members of the public, you know, and my fans, you know, they've been absolutely amazing. They've come out and they've all openly, you know, supported me as well, all over social media. But it has been like trial by social media. It has been trial by media.
And your name is everywhere associated with rape.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
Google your name,
Yeah.
it doesn't now say pop star.
I know.
It says pop star rape allegation.
Yeah.
Even though you've been cleared. The woman that accused you remains anonymous.
Yes.
Even though at the end of this trial, you were found completely not guilty of any crime. What do you feel? We've had all this with Cliff Richard, with Paul Gambaccini and others, high-profile celebrities who get caught up in situations like this, who believe the system is just very unfair, that actually the no smoke without fire stigma hangs around, even when all the investigations are over and you're found not guilty. What do you feel about that debate?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I sympathise with those calling for anonymity because of how it's affected my life and my own experiences. You know, I haven't been able to do anything for the last 3 years, but I do understand that the police are under-resourced and under-financed and, you know, understaffed, and they're just trying to do their job. But for me, you know, I would have loved for it to be over, or for me to be able to clear my name as quickly as possible so I can move forward with my life.
Would you have preferred to have been anonymous? I mean, because the stain, you know, is in danger of staying with such a serious allegation. In a way, it doesn't with other allegations.
Yeah.
Would you have liked not to have had your name
Absolutely
out there?
would have, you know, and I absolutely would have wanted my name to be cleared as quickly as possible. And, you know, for me to be able to move forward with my life, with my family. But at the same time, you know, we also have to continue to encourage real victims to come forward. And, you know, we can't forget about that as well. So I think there has to be consideration on both sides.
I think it's a very mature view, and it's very complex. And we know that most rape cases don't get properly investigated.
Yeah.
We know that most women that get raped or sexually assaulted, you know, it doesn't come to a conviction. So we know there are inherent problems here in encouraging women to come forward. But we also know, sadly, that there are some women who make false allegations against people, and the consequences can be devastating. And they don't ever get known. We don't know who these people are, even when the consequences turn out to be that you are found not guilty. You didn't just suffer this. You split up from your girlfriend.
Way before any of this happened.
So you'd had all that to deal with, then you had this.
Yeah.
Then you had this house fire.
We separated a long time before this situation. The house fire, actually, it wasn't my house at the time of the fire. I actually handed the house over to my ex-partner when we had separated. But I had so many amazing memories there with my family and my friends. So, of course, it's you know, for me, it just... You know, seeing what's happened to somewhere which I once did love, it was devastating. But, you know, there's an ongoing police investigation. Hopefully we'll have some answers.
What about your life now? I mean, now you've got a clean start.
Yeah.
You've been through a harrowing ordeal. You seem remarkably composed about all this. I've got to say, it's a great testimony to your strength of character. You're able to talk about this in such a mature way. But presumably you want to get back into music and get back and do what you do best?
Well, I've had a lot of time on my hands over the last few years, so I've been, you know, reconnecting as a songwriter, immersing myself in my music like I did when I was a little boy, and I believe I've written some of, you know, the best songs of my life during this period. I poured my heart out into these songs. I bled all over them. I shed tears over them, and at some point when the time is right, I would really love to be able to share this music with people.
Well, I hope you do too. I hope people are watching this and they understand that you've been found not guilty. You're an innocent man. You've been through 3 years of hell.
You should emerge from this.
Put everything on hold, and you should be able to come back now. And I'd love to hear that music. You know, I think often, you know, musicians often say that in the most difficult periods of their life, they write their best stuff.
Yeah.
And they perform the best that they ever. You know, it'd be great to hear that. I wish you all the very best with it.
Thank you.
I'm just very sorry for you and your family that you had to go through all this.
Thank you. My mum's watching now, so you know, yeah, she's rooting for me.
Well, she's obviously a tough lady.
She is.
And she obviously, it's been very hard for her, but she can hold her head up high on behalf of you and your family, that you are an innocent man. And good for you that you've come through it. Good for you that you've got ambition now to get back into music, and we wish you all the very best.
It means so much. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, sir.